Hey, my name is Brent.
And I'm Nicole.
Welcome to Cloudy with the Chance of Meeples. Welcome to our year in review. 2024, we're at the end.
Crazy.
That's crazy. It truly is crazy. As you see the thumbnail, we're going to talk about our top 10 favorite games we played this year. And they're not necessarily games that all came out in 2024.
Right.
But they were kind of potentially, they were all new to us. And so they may be from this year, from last year, from 5 years ago, what have you. But these are all games that were our favorites. But before we get to that, this is actually kind of a sentimental, a serendipitous moment, right? Is that the right word? Mm-hmm. This is video number 300 on the channel.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. Nicole back in, I guess it would be 2021, was like, January 2021, was like, you should review board games. And I was like, no, I shouldn't. And after enough encouragement, I did. And here we are, video number 300, which is quite a bit for me.
It's great.
With my personality. So it's something I'm proud of. And this year has been a lot of fun. I've had a chance to do more ideas, podcasts, interviewing designers. In the year we did a brand new series called
3-game forecast.
3-game forecast, where we talk about 3 games that make up a fun game night. We also did our top 25 games, which was a lot of fun as well. And then earlier this year, I can't share much about it, but Adrian Adamescu is one of the Sagrada designer of Sagrada, which is Nicole's second favorite game of all time, and in my top 10, reached out to me and actually asked me if I'd be open to do a project with him, and this is something that I never thought I would do. Long story short, I can't share much information, but we started this beginning of the year. We actually signed it with Floodgate Games, and if you're a fan of Sagrada, I think this game will appeal to you. I can't say anything more, but over time you will find out more about this game, and so I'm really excited about that. I didn't put it on my list, but it's something that I had a lot of fun doing, and so yeah, that will come as time progresses. I don't know any more information, and I can't say or share any more information. But what I can share, what you can share, are your top 10 favorite games.
Yep.
So
of the year. Not of all time.
No, not of all time. And of the ones we played. Again, they're not all from 2024.
Of course not.
I'm ready. Are you ready?
Ready.
I actually don't know what's on your list. I know a few of them, but I don't.
I'm sure you can guess.
And I'm sure you can guess because whatever, we play lots of games together and you know what I like. But
we'll see.
We're going to dive in. Are you ready?
Ready.
I'm ready. Cue the thunder.
All right, so my number 10 is a game that I believe, now please correct me if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, too late, I can't go back anyway. It's a game that I think we played for the first time this year.
Okay.
It might have been at the very end of last year.
Okay.
But I don't know.
Okay.
But anyway, I've really enjoyed it. It's a 2-player game. And it is Splendor Duel.
Splendor Duel. Okay, yeah. No, actually, it was this year.
Okay.
And we had a date night, and it was like, what do we do?
I couldn't remember
Go
if it
to
was
a movie?
like December or January. Wasn't it in winter, though? It was like...
No, it was the spring.
Spring, okay.
Instead of going out to a movie and date night and spend all that money, I was like, hey, why don't we just buy a new game?
And then we went out and played it at a
restaurant.
Yeah, it was really fun. So, yeah, really surprising, kind of. Like, I wasn't sure if I would like the game or not. Brent was like, oh, this is supposed to be a really great game. Like, we had heard all these things about Splendor in general, and then which Brent has played and I have not. But then Splendor Duel. So, super fun. Pretty easy to learn. Pretty thinky, though. I would say really tight.
Well, there's that chess match of like what gems you're going to take and kind of force your opponent to refill so that you get that little token, so you get that extra bonus and stuff.
Yes, and I found it really tight. Like, it was like, ooh, like this is a competition.
Yeah, and there's 3 ways to win, right?
For sure, yeah.
Getting it to a certain point. I can't think of it as, I think it's 20, or getting X amount of points in a certain color, or I forget the third one. Nobles, no. A certain amount of crowns, I think.
Crowns. Yeah.
We haven't played this one as much, and I think you like it more than I do.
Yeah, which is weird. But we should play it again this
upcoming year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Splendor Duel, that's my number 10.
Okay. My number 10 is a game I got actually for last Christmas. So if you can think back a year, I got this game. This game has miniatures, and
You
I'm
got
not.
so many games for Christmas last year, though.
Yeah, but this is one specific one.
It's like what people buy you is games.
That's about the only thing people buy me. That is
Brent,
true.
what's on your list?
Games.
Oh, let me read you this list of 7 games that I would like. Thank you.
No lies detected. But anyways, this game is all about cooperation. And if you follow the channel, you know that co-op games are typically not my thing, but
Okay.
Spider-Man is my thing. The best superhero, and this is Marvel United Spider-Geddon.
Yeah, you love playing this with our son.
I love this one, and
your
he's,
guy friends, I guess, as well. But
Yeah, my gaming group. There's something about to me, Spider-Man's the best. He's my favorite superhero, and when you can play with multiple Spider heroes, Penny Parker and whatever.
Yeah.
When you can play with multiple. And then it's
Spider
got
Noir.
Spider Noir. I love Spider Noir. The minis
cool.
are awesome. Again, I don't typically buy games for miniatures, but I love Marvel United. It's in my top 10. And so a Spider-Man one is absolutely amazing.
Right up your alley.
And you can mix and match. And then you got me the Thor one this year. So we got a few different variations that we can play, a whole bunch of
There's
different...
so many out there. It's insane.
It is
but
insane.
Anyway.
But I love the Spider-Geddon Marvel United.
Cool.
And so my number 10...
I didn't think that one would be on your list.
And I didn't honestly...
I didn't even think of that,
Honestly,
to be honest.
I could have seen all of our games. I would have never thought Splendor Duel was on your list.
Yeah, okay, fair.
So
who
we're
knows?
surprising each other, and it's only number 10. So there you have it. Let's move on to number 9.
All right, so my number 9, Brent, I think is going to surprise you because I don't think this is something that you considered for your list.
Okay.
And we do many of these, and this is an Exit the Game,
Okay.
and it is the Hunt Through Amsterdam.
Okay.
We did that one this year,
Yes, we did.
and we both loved it. It was one of the best Exit the Game experiences I've ever had.
Yeah.
The puzzles were all good. Like, it was great. I think either we reviewed it? No, I think you just reviewed it
Yeah.
alone.
Yeah.
But either way, you gave it a great rating. I'm pretty sure, and I did, in my head, I did too.
No, yeah, because it was for sure the best one of the 3 that came out this year. Magical
sure,
Academy
for
and
sure.
the Prison Break one.
Yes.
Yeah, the Hunt.
But we enjoyed
Amsterdam.
it. We did decent on it.
No, we
finished
didn't.
it.
We
got
didn't.
6 stars, which is our usual, but we finished it much more quickly.
Okay.
We finished it in like an hour and a half.
Okay.
Which I don't think we've ever done.
Probably not. We're so pathetic.
I know.
No.
But seriously, it was good. Like, it was refreshing
Yeah.
to not that, I mean, Exit the Games we always enjoy, no matter how grueling they can be.
Yeah.
But this one just felt and I remember feeling really good about ourselves because it was like a
Well, I think it's
what
2.5
was
or 3.
No, it was a 3. I think.
Yeah.
3 difficulty.
You're not selling us very well.
We're not good at those.
No, we're typically.
But
because I don't know, what I speaking personally, like I just like figuring it out, and so I don't actually like the time is whatever. But we
Yeah.
actually did our first.
I hate looking at the answers too.
Yes, and
I don't like taking hints. I don't like.
right, then I'll probably
It's fun
jump
to figure it
I'll
out.
probably jump to hints faster than you will.
Yeah.
But we actually did our first escape room live.
Yeah, this year too.
And I've learned a lot about myself in that I don't necessarily like the pressure.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like seeing that clock go down and knowing, I got 60 minutes. If I don't finish this, I'm done. Whereas
Yeah.
in Exit the Game, I can still have that enjoyment of figuring out
we
the puzzles. And at 60 minutes, no one's kicking me out of my house.
To be
the
fair,
times just keep going, and my score
we just kept
drops.
going in the
Yes,
escape room.
Yes, we did.
We didn't finish in 60 minutes,
No.
but we kept going until we
And
finished.
we won't share anything else about how bad we did. But regardless,
It was still fun though.
you know what? Exit the Game to me is like the perfect example of you don't have to be good at your hobby to
Right,
enjoy
right.
a hobby, right? And
Yeah.
so, yeah.
So I don't know. That one just stuck out to me. This when I was thinking back about the games that we played this year, that one stuck out. We both enjoyed it. We had a good time. It was just great. So if you're looking for an exit the game, The Hunt Through Amsterdam is a great one.
It is a good one. So that's your number 9.
Yep.
So my number 9 is a small card game.
Okay.
Okay, and I got this.
Did you just get this?
I got this for Christmas last year.
Okay, it's not the one I'm thinking of. All right.
I don't even know if you can remember what I got last year for Christmas, but I got
No, I
this
can't
one.
keep track.
I got this
Truthfully.
one, and this is a trick-taking game.
Oh.
This is a cooperative trick-taking game.
Gotcha.
This is from Cosmos, and no, it is not The Crew.
No.
This is Inside Job.
Nice.
This is a cooperative trick-taking game with a trader.
Yeah.
And so in this game, or in this game, you're trying to get a certain amount of intel, whether you're the, on the good team or you're the trader. And every round, someone's going to win the trick. Mm-hmm. And when you win a trick, you gain intel. Okay?
Makes you look very sus.
And so, yeah, it makes you look very suspicious. Because as soon as, I think it's 5 intel?
I think it's 5.
Then you flip over your roll, and if you're the trader, then you win. If you're not the trader, then it just gives everybody else more information as to who the trader is.
Yep.
But sometimes it's like, oh yeah, and then whoever leads out on a trick takes a mission, and it might be like the third player has to play the highest card. And so you have to, as a team, complete the mission, but you don't necessarily... How do you explain this? If the third player plays the highest card, the teams complete the mission, but that third player may not win the trick, if that makes sense. Right. So
it sounds confusing, but it's not.
You need to win a certain amount of missions before you fail them. But if anybody ever wins 5 tricks, I think it's 5.
I think it's 5 too.
Then they reveal who they are, and so
Fun.
I remember this one time specifically, we were playing it, and I don't know if it was like play your only pink card. Okay. And I played a 12 pink, that's the highest. Someone played a 1 pink, right away I played 12 pink. And everybody's like, seriously? You're clearly the traitor. You're winning intel. You're going to win this trick right away. But that was the only pink card I had, and I couldn't.
And you weren't the trader.
And I wasn't the trader, and I was like, this is the only pink card I have. And everybody's like, yeah, you're so full of it, Brent.
Yeah, it's so funny.
And so...
It's so fun.
Yeah,
it's a really good game.
And then you always have to follow suit, except the trader doesn't have to follow suit. Yeah. They can play anything, but then when you start saying, oh, that's all I have, people don't believe you, and it's just... It's fantastic.
It's a hoot.
So, Inside Job, that is my number 9.
Awesome. All right, so my number 8 is a game that we have played a ton this year. Now, to be fair, it wasn't... I hope this is still okay. It wasn't the first... We didn't play it for the first time this year, but we owned it for the first time this year.
Okay.
So we had played it other times, but just less than a handful of times, probably just with friends. Yeah. It's a party game, and it's a very well-known party game, I would say, and you can buy it at Walmart for Pete's sake. It's Telestrations. That's a weird game to have on my list, but man, have we had fun with that game this year.
Our kids are finally at the point where they can fully read and draw. And
it's been so great, and you can play with bigger groups, and it's just tons of fun every time. Play with, our parents, or just multi-generational almost too, because people, it's very simple. It's like Pictionary, right?
Yep.
But it's just tons of fun. So I think that's pretty self-explanatory. My number 8 is Telestrations.
Yeah, and you got to play it. I love playing this game, drawing exactly what you see.
Yes.
And it just turns into chaos. You're like, oh, yeah, it could be a cat on, a box, but then you just make up some elaborate thing of what it actually is.
It's very silly.
And then the next person has to draw it, and it just turns into, silliness, instantly.
Yeah. So maybe not a very gamery game, but still really fun.
And our kids, we've had a chance to play it with our kids this year, and so that's been a lot of fun. Good pick. My number 8 is a game that came out, this game has to be over 5 years ago. 6 years ago.
Okay.
And we just played it for the first time this year. And actually, we never played it before I bought it, knowing that it was popular. And so I bought it. And this is a push your luck bag building game all about creating potions.
Oh.
This is the Quacks of Quedlinburg.
Okay, nice.
I knew about this game, and to be honest, every time I like saw
You-
content on it, it always looked more confusing
But at the
than it
same
is.
time, I have a note in my phone of Brent's like Christmas or birthday wish lists, and that game has been on there for years.
Yeah.
And no one has ever bought it for him,
So I bought it
including
myself. So I had to buy it myself.
me. To be fair, it's a pretty expensive game to just buy.
Well, no, it's not. It's
Wasn't
like,
it like $70?
no.
Canadian or something?
No.
I don't know.
Maybe. Anyways.
But
Quacks
doesn't matter.
It speaks for itself. It's like there's upgraded components to like everything of this game. Probably the only thing it's not is like the box itself. But
Yeah.
man, you can bling out this game. We just have the normal whatever, and it's just fun pushing your luck. Always trying to get, you
a fun
gotta
one.
get one more just to kind of get back in the game. I like the catch-up mechanism with the rat tails on the scoring track.
Yeah.
That's a fun, creative catch-up mechanism because in a
reminds
game
me-
like this, someone can like just get so far behind. It could get so far behind, and it would just ruin that game for that person. But with those rats, you get kind of like a head start in your little cauldron in your cauldron. I love it. And then there's just different all the different ingredients.
Yeah.
There's multiple versions. Like they kind of all play different. Well, not kind of. They all play differently, and they all have different variable settings per se, depending on which recipes you're using.
I didn't know what to expect with this game, but I actually enjoyed it. Like, it looked a lot more confused. Like, I was scared, actually, to play it. I was like, oh, no, this looks
I know. That's what I'm saying. It looks
like a lot. And then we learned it, and I was like, oh, like, these mechanics feel so familiar and just, like, so easy. And they just, like, it wasn't a big, confusing game at all.
No, and even like in a round, it's like there's like 7 steps per round, and then
Yeah.
you're playing 9 rounds. You're like
It's
7
good.
things,
Yeah.
really? But really, it's so streamlined, and it
very.
gets the props that it gets because it is really good. So
And it makes sense why it's so highly, like,
highly rated. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So my number 8 is the Quacks of Quedlinburg.
all right. All right, so my number 7 is a game that we got this year. I think.
Okay.
I hope. Sometimes the years just run into one another, especially when it comes to buying board games or receiving board games. So this is a game that we have played a lot with our kids. It kind of is a more child-themed game, maybe, even. But anyway, that game is Finest Fish. Yeah, so we got that this year, right?
Yeah, we did.
Okay,
Yep.
thank you.
I chatted with Nate Jenny,
That's right.
designer,
This year.
this year.
This year, yeah. Okay, great. So yeah, that's been a really fun game. I don't know, it's just fun building your little fish, filling in little fins, trying to make little clumpy groups and
Patterns and
patterns. Yeah, it's really fun.
And it's a tile laying, but it's not tile laying. It's little scales,
It is, but it's
like
not. And like,
concave scales.
I was like,
in
oh,
the-
this is going to be so like fidgety, and it's actually not bad.
No, they fit together.
So well designed.
Yeah,
Well
it is.
thought out.
It is a neat little game, and the black spots on the fish are like bonuses because that's like seen as like special in goldfish and stuff. So
Yeah.
neat little game for sure.
Cool
Absolutely.
game. Yeah.
My number 7 is a game all about numbers. And this is the lightest game on my list. This is the lightest game we have in our collection. This game is lighter than Uno.
Apparently.
No, it really is.
I don't know.
No,
I guess.
No, you have no strategy in this game.
That's true.
It really isn't.
Luck.
It's luck. It's a press your luck game, like blackjack. This is Flip 7. And yes, I put Flip 7 as number 7.
Nice.
Just because I wanted to.
Nice
and
touch,
and
nice
it's
touch.
my list.
Yeah.
I love this game. I played this game with almost 40 people. So simple.
Yep.
You got to get like 200 points. First to get 200 points wins a game.
It can take quite a while, or it can take like a few rounds.
Yeah. And so
Literally.
pretty much someone's a dealer. They're handing out cards. The deck is numbered 1 to 12 with a 0, which doesn't make sense. A couple action cards, and There's 1, 2, 2s, 3, 3s, up to 12, 12s. And you just keep collecting cards until you say stop. And if you don't bust, and you bust if you get two of the same numbers, you just add the sum of your cards. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
So if I have a 10, 11, and 12, 10 plus 11 plus 12, 33 points. It's
great
there
math
you go.
practice.
It is very good math practice. There you go, 33 points, on my way to 200. But pushing your luck, because if you ever get 7 unique cards, you get a bonus 15.
Yeah.
And then there are a couple modifiers, plus 2, plus 4, plus 6, and 1 times 2 card, which is crazy. If I have a 10, 11, 12, 33 times 2, I got 66 points right away.
It can be, yeah.
It can be like a crazy,
and then
crazy
one of
round.
our children, who will remain nameless, always busts. And it's almost like on purpose. Like, he just can't help himself.
He tries to get flip 7. And
Every
I played
time,
a game multiple
every
times.
single time he tries to get flip
And every time you have 6 cards, it's like, it's
So
like
funny.
game 7. It's all or nothing, game 7. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it's all or nothing. And so we've played this like upwards to like 8 people. And when I reviewed it, I'd only played it at the 3 and 4 player count. And I was saying, in the review, I was saying, I can only imagine it just being that much greater with more people. And then we did Thanksgiving, and we had that 8 player count. And seriously, it's like all you're doing is saying, hit me or I'm out.
It's really
Like,
fun.
that's it.
It's really fun.
You know,
It's really simple.
There's a freeze card. You can like kind of freeze someone so they can't take any more cards that round.
Mm-hmm.
There's a flip 3, so you can get the next 3 cards. And yeah, this game absolutely amazing. So much fun. I played it, like I said, with 40 people. I've had for sure like 3 or 4 people go out and buy copies after played it with them, because they're like, this game's amazing. So Flip 7, what a fantastic, fun, light game. My number 7.
All right, so my number 6 is a game that we got recently in the last couple of months, actually. And that one is The Perfect Wave.
Okay.
Yeah, so I enjoyed it more than I thought I would.
You enjoyed it more than I thought you did.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Like, it's good. It's fun. The more I play it, the more I'm like, oh yeah, this is good. I don't win. But that doesn't automatically result in me not liking it, because that's the same with Wingspan, right?
Which you won this year.
I won. One time.
You won. No, but you won in 2024.
I know. One time this year. Maybe I'll win again in 2025. Maybe I'll win The Perfect Wave too. But yeah, so The Perfect Wave is just a really fun card game.
Yeah, it is a card game.
And pretty simple mechanics. And I like the theme, right? It's cool. You're creating a wave with your cards.
I guess it's kind of like a Racco-esque. You're
And
putting
I
your
love
cards in
Racco.
sequential order, but you need to paddle out. You need to move your surfer out to the end, because if you don't get it to where your wave starts,
Yep.
it's not going to score. And I like that whole, like, where your surfer is. You can play everything into the right, and you score wherever your surfer is to the left.
I gotta have a better strategy. That's all I'm working on.
Yeah.
Working on it.
No, I
Figure out which cards to, like, I'm always paranoid that I'm not going to be able to get a paddle out card. And then it stops me from taking, like, the good
trick cards.
Yeah. So, whatever. I'm working on it.
Yeah, and you get more points for runs and sets and stuff like that. So, yeah.
It's a fun game.
Yeah, it's a
I can
neat
see us playing it more in 2025 for sure.
Yeah, neat little card game. Right on. My number 6 is also a card game. Got this one at the beginning of the year. And this one's about dragons. And I'm always looking for games that can play in that 30 minutes, because for sure under an hour, but 30 minutes, because evenings are short. Time is like,
Yep.
fleeting, whatever. Just evenings are short, kids, extracurricular and stuff like that. And this is a game all about collecting dragons, and this is Dragon Keepers. And I like this game quite a bit. And kind of the whole hook of the game is there's 4 different types of dragons, and you can play any of those 4, but you can only play the types on the outside, the colors on the outside.
I think I've only played this once.
So it's like red, blue, green, and white. And so if I have blue and red in the middle, I cannot play red and blue dragons for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
And so it's like, when are you going to kind of sandwich your dragons? And then I think the biggest hook that I love about this game is everybody can play on everybody's turn. So if I set up the magic book to play one red dragon, I can play one dragon and I get the rewards. Nicole can play one red dragon. She can get the rewards. Everybody can play and gain the rewards on your turn. So you're always invested. And yeah, you hate that because you set it up for yourself and you don't want other people reaping the rewards of your hard work. But that's what keeps the game flowing so quickly, because this game can easily be played in like 25 minutes at the highest player count. And so, Dragon Keepers, I love it. Cute art. My number 6.
All right. All right, so my number 5 is a crossover with Brent. It is a game that we have really loved playing this year with lots of different people and bigger groups, and that is Flip 7. Not much needed to be, like Brent already explained it.
Yeah.
Really fun though, highly recommend. Especially for like, I don't know, like a gift for someone. It's right in that price range, right?
Yeah, stocking stuffer. Just like, you know, yeah.
It's really, and like everyone we've introduced it to has enjoyed it.
Loved it.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, not just like, oh, the game was mediocre.
Yeah,
it was
like,
this
let's play
game's
it
awesome.
again.
Let's play it again. Yeah.
Right. So, great.
Good pick. My number 5 is a game all about creating just a whimsical landscape with hexagon tiles where you're building paths and collecting mushrooms. And this is Gnome Hollow.
Nice.
I really enjoyed this game. I love even the story of the game, the whole like vibe of with the rings and stuff. The designer was actually in a car accident, and it was therapy for him to paint out this watercolor, and that transported itself or transferred into the game. A little frog in my throat there. Sorry. And so the story behind it is really cool, and it's just cool, you know, making these rings, collecting those mushrooms, going to the market, selling those for bottle caps and skeleton keys and little buttons and stuff. The production on
this game is unreal.
Yeah, it is.
It's so good.
Little wooden meeples, little wooden signposts, and then we have the upgraded wooden components, and then the magnetic boards, which are just really neat. So I love Gnome Hollow, and so that is why it is my number 5.
Great. All right, so my number 4 is a game that Brent just talked about.
Okay, another crossover.
So Gnome Hollow, I've really enjoyed it. I mean, who doesn't love that theme? First of all, so as soon as we heard about this game and got this game, it was like, oh, this is like very inviting, right? Like the theme is just very like, ooh, yeah, I want to play this. Like I want to, and the magnetic boards like intrigued me a ton. And so, and when we laid it all out on the table and kind of learned the game, it was like, oh yeah, this is going to be a good one.
Yeah. And it's just relaxing. I didn't say that, but it's just kind of like a relaxing tile laying game.
It is. It's not
super in your face.
It's not super like, yeah, it's pretty chill, I would say, but also like can be fairly thinky maybe.
Yep. If you'd play the advanced variant, you flip your player board over.
But anyway, it's a great game. Yep. So my number 4 is Gnome Hollow.
Good choice. My number 4 is a game we played at the beginning of the year, and then if this isn't on your list, I will be absolutely shocked. I'm thinking we may have a few more crossovers because we kind of know what games we've played a lot and really enjoyed together. But this game's all about art. We've talked about this a bunch this year on our 3-game forecast, on art, both on our top 25. This is Canvas. This has been an absolute delight. The transparent cards is just a really clever mechanism.
Yeah, really unique.
Where you're stacking 3 cards to make a painting, and then the icons on the bottom, you're trying to have, like 3 triangles on the bottom, or like one pairs, or one of each, or one of each color, or more of one than the other. And so it has this puzzle that you're putting together, and you are building your own art, and it's streamlined, and I like it that everybody gets to make 3 paintings.
Yeah.
So it's not like the first person to make 3 paintings wins.
Yeah, everyone gets their chance to finish.
Makes the exact same amount of paintings.
Yeah.
You got to make 3.
Unless you have that special ability.
Yeah, with special ability in finishing touches, someone gets to make a 4th one. But it has that, and I like it that you can only have 5 cards at a time. So then you have stuff to think
make
about.
A choice.
Yeah,
right?
you have stuff to think about, but you can't just hoard cards to get the perfect painting.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, really cool design. I'm looking at a canvas, reflections, finishing touches. Just a fantastic game. And so that is why it's my number 4.
All right, great choice. All right, so we're up to number 3 now.
No, number 3, we're hitting the podium.
I feel like these top 3 for us are going to be like all crossovers, maybe I'm wrong. I don't actually know. Maybe not. My number 3 is a crossover with you.
Okay.
It's a trick-taking game that we've really enjoyed, and that is Inside Job.
Really?
I love Inside Job, and you know what? I don't get to play it often enough.
Yeah.
I've played it like quite a few times this year, but not enough. I would love to play it more.
I'm actually surprised it's on your list.
We really?
Kind of.
I love it.
I know
so
you do.
Fun.
Yeah, it is.
And I like trick taking. Like I know you don't.
No,
but
I do. I do.
I know you do at times, but it's not your. It wouldn't be like, ooh, trick taking is my favorite mechanic.
Right.
Like,
true.
No.
Yeah.
Like I enjoy Skull King. You don't really love it. I love this one.
Yeah.
I think it's wonderful, and I wish we had, more time to play this game with more people. But of course, like me and you can't play it, so that's why
I think there's a 2-player variant, but like.
Oh, that would probably be. Well, we should try it.
No.
Might be weak.
No. But honestly, I'm not a fan of games where it's like.
I know, and this is why I haven't played it as much as I wanted to.
It's like, hey, it's a 3-player game with a 2-player variant.
Next time we have. Like friends over, we're playing that game. Okay.
Yeah, Inside Job.
Yeah, Inside Job. My number 3.
Good pick. My game for number 3 is not a crossover, and this is a game that when I saw it, I was immediately hooked on this game. It just had this really fascinating, gaudy-looking table presence where collectively players are building a temple.
Oh, yeah.
This is Nanatak Temple of Ice. This is just so streamlined.
I'm surprised this is not your number 2.
This is a fantastic family game. And I said on my review, like, if this would have been out probably, like, when I was, that 7, 8, 9, 10 years old.
Yeah.
This would have been my favorite game.
Yeah.
I can almost guarantee
it
saying
is a cool
that.
game.
It's set collection, so there's 7 different types of cards, 6 different types of cards. And each of them score differently, so it's kind of like a point salad, different way to score. And on your turn, it's so simple. You're taking one of the 3 available cards, and then you're building one of your color ice cubes on that matching icon on this grid, on this pyramid. And then it builds. And then whoever's, has a certain amount of like area control on the outside gets to put the top on to get a bonus 7. And it just looks amazing. Quantum Moria, I think that's who did the art. Sorry if I said the name wrong. But fantastic art. I love this game. Nanatak Temple of Ice. Absolutely amazing family game.
Great. Yeah. What is your number 2?
We will have to find out.
Because you loved Nanatak. I was sure that would have been your number 2.
Well, let's find out right now.
All right, so my number 2, no surprise, is a game that Brent has already mentioned, and it is Canvas. I loved that game the first time I played it, and the first time I saw it and understood how it played, I was like, oh yeah, this is totally up my alley. And at first, I still do this at times, but I would just build the pictures that I liked.
Yeah.
But occasionally I'll use strategy and actually try to win the game too. But yeah, love it. Love Canvas. It's such a good game. Amazing.
That it is. My number 2 is not a crossover.
What?
You're forgetting this game. I got this at the beginning of the year, and I said at the beginning of the year, this quite possibly is my favorite game of the year. And
hold on.
this is a tile laying game, and this has got an underwater theme.
Oh my word! I forgot that it was from this year.
Yes,
Holy
I love aqua biodiversity in the ocean. I love this game. This is like,
Oh shucks! I would have put it on my list had I remembered.
yeah, and
I'm
you
kidding. I
you,
actually don't
you
like it
like
at
hate
all.
this game.
No.
I love this game.
Sad for
It's-
you because we can't play it together as much.
I know. There's just something so satisfying about building this little coral reef and getting, the different types of little native animals like the seahorse and the little crab and the jellyfish and whatnot. And then you get these bigger animals that sit on top of it, and whether, it's a stingray or a giant whale or I don't know what those smaller ones are, barracudas and whatnot. I just love it. It's got tons of different ways to score, because each game there's 6 different native animals, small animals, and they each have a scoring objective, and they all then score differently. And so you're always building out your little coral reef differently. And in the game is jam-packed with content. There's challenges you can do, and little different challenges, like play with these 5 scoring or 6 scoring, get this amount of points. Can you do it? And so I love this game. Aqua, biodiversity in the oceans. Simply amazing.
Okay, I forgot. Yep, makes sense.
So now you know what my number 2 is.
Yeah.
But what is number 1? Let's find out.
All right, so we're up to our number 1 game of 2024. And Brent, is our number 1 the same?
It is the
Should
same.
we just talk about it together?
Yeah. This,
Our number 1
just say it because
is
it's
Everdell Duo.
Everdell Duo.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah. Aqua would have been my number 1 if Everdell Duo would not have come out. And
Yeah.
at the same time, it didn't come out. Kickstarter hasn't, the project hasn't backed, but we got
Right.
an advanced copy.
Right.
And
Yes.
we also at the beginning of the year play tested it, and so there's a big caveat in that as well.
For sure. But amazing.
It's
So good. It's just great because we pulled this game out even just recently, and I was like, oh, let's actually, no, I think we switched back to regular Everdell,
yeah, we did.
didn't we?
Yeah, we switched back.
But you can be like, oh, we don't feel like we don't have time for the setup of Everdell, or we don't have time for Everdell tonight. Let's play Everdell Duo. And it's literally like the same feeling, right?
It's so tight.
It's good.
You.
I love the competitive version, especially.
Yeah, I love the cooperative, which we've done it, and then wrapping up with our oldest, and so that's been a lot of fun for me as a dad, playing it with our son.
Yeah.
Kind of teaching him almost how to play the different cards and how they interact, and it is very tight because you can, steal cards from the meadow to move either the sun or the moon token to stop your opponent from either playing a card or putting a worker out. And I love the mechanism where the meadow, wherever the sun and the moon tokens are, you can only play cards adjacent to those. So at the start of a season, there's some really good cards at the end of the board. You cannot play those cards unless you draw them into your hand.
Yep.
And so resources are pretty tight. There's some super, super powerful river locations, which I wish were in the base game.
I know, right?
Because trade 1 for 3 resources. Oh, I can just...
It's like the train.
Yeah, it's better than the train. Wow, the
train is 1 for 2, right?
And that's also in Milo Everdell.
I know. I'm mixing all the Everdells together.
And there's one of those cards in Farshore.
Right.
But anyways, there's 80 unique cards, so every card is unique. They don't pair up. It's not like, the monastery pairs up with the monk.
Yeah.
It doesn't have that.
Yeah, it's different in that way for sure.
It's different in that way.
It's so cool.
And there's so many events. So there's like A, B, C, D, E. So 5 different types of events and 5 in each. So there's 25 different events. So every game is going to feel wildly different.
Yep.
And then there's the campaign that you can play, a 15-game campaign. Cooperatively or solo. And so there's so much in Everdell.
It's a lot of content in a little box.
And so I think when this, gets delivered to backers in 2025, I think this is going to skyrocket up the BGG charts because it
I
really
agree.
is that good.
It's
Because
so good.
if you are a fan of Everdell, and Everdell plays fantastic 2-player,
Yes.
but this is just so much tighter. And everything that James and Clarissa learned from Everdell and all the expansions and Farshore,
Yeah, they kind of put all the best
they
of that
put all
into
the
one,
best into one small box
package,
that has
yeah.
so much
so
content.
good.
So yeah, my
Excellent.
number one, your number one.
Everdell Duo. We
Everdell
knew it would
Duo.
happen.
It would, yeah.
It's okay.
So there you have it. Those are our 10 favorite games we played this year. A little bit about us and our journey this year. And so we're excited for 2025. We want to know what are some of the favorite games you played this year.
Yeah, let us know in the
Let
comments.
us know in the comments. Keep the conversation going. Until next time, my name is Brent.
And I'm Nicole.
Grab your umbrella. The forecast is cloudy with a chance of meeples.